welcome to Kayak Fishing Unboxed. I'm Peter Ritchie, and today we're actually going to unbox some brand new soft plastics that have been sent to me from Catch. Now, I've already unboxed them because I'm at my kayak fishing and I'm trying them, but just to run through basically what they are. First of all, they come with a fairly unique jig head. Now, we've all seen jig heads before. These ones are a bit different for two reasons. One, apart from having your standard keeper hook on there to keep the soft plastic in, it also has an eye down the bottom here. Now I'll show you about more about that in a second. The whole idea of this jig head is you actually rig it here, and when you trial it, you let it bounce on the bottom, so it hits the bottom and sits up like that. Soft plastic tails dangling in the water here, just floating around. Fish can come down and grab it. Bounce along, bounce along, bounce along, let it sit there again like that. Soft plastic's drifting in the current. Fantastic idea, really good. Well, obviously, they are designed for snapper in New Zealand, but I think they'd work really well on flathead, particularly here in the shallow water with the smaller jig heads. I am fishing at the moment, so we'll just check these lines to make sure we don't get snagged. Now it's a 4/0 hook this size, and it's on a 5/8 jig head. So the other size they sent me to try is the 1/4, or the 2/8, whatever you want to call it. Again, same size hook, smaller jig head, and that'd be great for shallow water. You know, that 1 to 4, 1 to 5 meters, just gets down enough, bounces on the bottom, creates some activity. Fish will go nuts for it. Now, in relation to the little keeper hook they've got, so basically what you do, it's just like an assist hook, passes through the eye, and that sits behind there. I just clip it through the plastic, and you've got this rigged in that sits like that, plastic's floating here, and you've got this little keeper hook that's going to help catch the fish. Now, I'll show you one rig shortly, but that's what it looks like. So they're from companies called Catch. These are their jig heads, and what they've sent me is a number of their new plastics called Livies. Now, fairly standard looking plastic. This is their pilchard colour. I do like the square ends on them because it allows it to sit flush against the end of the jig head. This is their smelt colour, another sort of favourite of mine, quite a light colour. They also have the luminous and fluoro colour, and I like the look of this one. It's a mackerel. Normal tail, it hasn't got the curl tail on it, but it looks like a little mackerel. Great colour, so I reckon they'll go right on kingfish as well as your other pelagics. So looking forward to giving them a test a bit later, and hope you enjoy our first unboxing on Kayak Fishing Unboxed. You've heard me talk about the Catch Livies, the new super tough soft baits. Well, now we're going to give them a crack. So we're going to use the pilchard colour. So we're out off Westernport at the moment. We're in, what are we in, 8 metres of water. I've got a couple of squid jigs just drifting at the moment. And what I'm going to try and do is bounce one of these plastics along the bottom and just see if we can pick up something. So individually packed, so they maintain their shape, which is good. They certainly feel good and tender. See if they do last. So here's the rig that we've already tied on. We've gone for the heavier sinker because there can be a bit of current flow here, and so what we want to do is make sure we're down near the bottom. So we try and measure where the jig head comes out. Now that's an interesting dilemma. Which way do you rig it? I'm going to go the dark side on the bottom. All right, we'll do it that way. Yep. So we sort of try and figure out where the hook's going to come through. So about there. And it's really important that when you put soft plastics on, that you make sure they stay straight. Actually, we might do it that way. That's going to be the top. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it that way. All right. So middle of the plastic. So you've got to make sure it runs straight down the hook and straight down the center pull it through, slide it up. Now hopefully we've got the length right. See if we can lock it into that keeper hook. Okay. Yeah, that's all right, a bit of a gap there. I reckon we'll get by with that. And we're just going to clip this down the bottom somewhere. So we want to make sure that it's really just in the plastic. I like, just nick it through there. So it's nicely exposed. Okay. We'll drop it over, see what happens. Actually moving spots from where I dropped the lure in, and I was just trialling to catch Livie behind me, and I've hooked up to something. Not sure what it is, but at least I know it's worked. So I'll have the fish up shortly. It's not big. I'm going to reckon it's probably just a small cooter or something like that. It's not putting up a great fight, but anyway, we'll keep fishing, and there it is. Cooter, and it's actually taken the stinger hook, so that's worked beautifully well. And what I was talking about before was I can quickly measure it and say, yep, 40 centimetres, but I don't want it anyway. Back it goes. Catch liveys. Work. Fantastic. Okay, we're just bottom bashing then. Found some fish on the sounder, some bait fish it looked like, and a bit of activity. Dropped the catch livey back down to the bottom, and this time we got a different species. It's a pike. Now normally I wouldn't bring these into the kayak because they stink and they're slimy. But anyway, interesting to see, it's hooked on the assist hook again. So that's a really interesting thing. If nothing else, that's two fish I wouldn't have caught, wouldn't have known what was down there. And the plastic survived really well because both of these critters have got fantastic mouthfuls of teeth. So we'll let this one go. Some people keep them for bait, I don't. And we'll get him back over the side as quickly as we can. But yeah, pretty impressed with the, certainly the assist hook is a good tool. At least we know what's down there now, so we'll fish somewhere else because we don't want barracuda and we don't want pike.